Hi guys, welcome back. If you're a young working adult and looking to save a little bit better, then this rule, this 50-30-20 budgeting rule is really going to help you. And this idea is actually created by Elizabeth Warren. Who is she, you may be asking? She's the author of this book, The Ultimate Lifetime Money Plan. And in this book, you realize that she mentions that you should save at least 20% because it's going to help you in your financial freedom journey. But the main idea is, who is Elizabeth Warren? She's actually none other than a US politician and also a lawyer. And if you look at this image over here, she's actually grilled before the CEO of Wells Fargo. She's actually pointing at him, like a teacher pointing at a child, because there's actually a scandal in Wells Fargo. And I looked at that video clip before some years back. I'll leave links below just in case you're keen to find out better about her. But today, I'm going to give you a full tutorial on what 50-20-30 rule is exactly about. Stay on for it. I'll break up this tutorial into three parts. The first part relates to the 50-30-20, a full explanation of it as well as a breakdown of what is a need and what is a want. The second part of the video relates to how you can get to financial freedom, and especially in a Singapore's context. So if you are in Singapore, look out for the second part. The third part is a full FAQ. I've gotten some questions before from you. I guess you know who you are. Thank you for dropping me the email. I'll break down for you exactly how you should allocate your money, because that section certainly answers some questions. Okay, so now let's start on the 50-30-20 rule. The 50% relates to your needs. Needs regards to housing, needs regards to transport, needs regards to food. The 30% regards to wants, expensive clothing, for example, a holiday. And the 20% relates to savings. Now, if you were up to me, I would definitely suggest for you to put it into 20, 50, 30 instead. 20% has to be prioritized. That's why I put it in this chart over here. 20% sits on top. Pay yourself first. This is a fantastic idea that I would like to share with you as of today. Pay yourself first. And if this idea resonates, you will smash your like button so that more people are aware of it. If you pay yourself first, the 80% can fall into place. If you pay yourself first, you realize you'll never go out of the 80%. You definitely have that first 20%, because when you spend, you've saved up first, when you spend the remaining, it's much easier. I have also a previous video to explain how you can actually be frugal and save half your income. So if you're keen, look out for that video over there. So the next part of it explains what is a need and what is a want. I have this rhyme to suggest to you. Sweets, treats, extra eats. Sweets, treats, extra eats. If you're a young working out, you kind of know already what is a need, but the real drilling of it is regarding this. What is a Starbucks drink, for example? A Starbucks drink costs $6. Is it a sweet? Is it something that you can substitute with something cheaper so that you can go within your 50-30-20 allocation? So if Starbucks can be substituted with a 3-in-1 drink, then you definitely can save $5 straight away. What about transportation? If you view a cab ride, a taxi ride to office as a treat, you definitely understand that taking bus or public transport definitely will save you money. So again, look for that video, how you can be frugal and save half your income, because that tutorial actually shares how you can actually be able to save more money, because these are little habits that impact your long-term allocation towards your needs and your wants. Once you're clear of it, you'll be able to save a lot better. Now, before we get to the second part, which has the secret to financial freedom, I'd like to firstly ask you this question. If you're a young working adult, are you aware of CPF and how does it actually benefit you for your retirement? If you are, leave a yes below. If you're not, then this small highlight of it really touches on for it. CPF is 20% of your pay itself. Your employer is also going to contribute, but you have to cut out 20% to allocate to a CPF. CPF has 3 accounts: CPF OA, CPF SA, and MediSave account. If you're not familiar, I have tutorials in this channel, which I'll leave links below to let you understand a little bit better how it benefits your retirement. So back to this, if you're a young working adult in Singapore, I have this exact graph that you should really look at. Look at this over here. Blue zone represents to CPF. 20% is cut out towards CPF. And then what do you see if you're keen towards working towards financial freedom? You see that savings, instead of 20%, is actually 40%. That's my recommendation for you, so that you can really save up enough and invest enough to reach financial freedom. 50-30-20 rule actually relates to US context, whereby a lot of young working adults are living independently. They have their own housing costs, which costs a couple of $100s very easily. But if you're a young working adult in Singapore, definitely you're still staying with your parents and you do not have that burden. So aim a little bit higher, aim to save up 40%, because if you can do this exact thing that I've shown in this graph over here, you're on the route towards financial freedom. Now, what is a good benchmark to relate? I have also some findings for you. A young graduate is actually earning 3,000 as a starting pay, 3,000 plus. So using that as a benchmark, you realize that 40% saving means 1,200 that should be saved and invested. Now, this is a good benchmark for you to start with. As you increase your pay, you should definitely allocate more towards how much you invest and how much you save, and that will be the next section of this video tutorial. Now this section is devoted to answering your questions, and the first question that I've gotten is, I'm allocating 500 towards StashAway and 500 towards StanChart Jumpstart account, and is the allocation towards the StanChart too big? Now, let's understand this. If you're not familiar with StashAway, I have this video tutorial on it. That's actually an investment robo account. Now the question is 500, is it too much to StanChart Jumpstart? StanChart Jumpstart actually is a pretty good account. I've actually an article on it previously, and I find it one of the best accounts for millennials simply because they pay 2% in terms of interest. Now, if the question is asked, is allocating 500 to a StanChart Jumpstart too much? The answer is it really depends on how much emergency savings you have. You should have a little bit of cash behind, but once you have some amounts, you shouldn't put too much to it because 2% is not fantastic. If you look at this chart over here, you realize that Singapore's inflation hovers around 2% on a historical basis. For the last few years, it's a bit lower, but on a long-term historical basis, it's about 2%. So if you keep your monies inside a 2% savings account, you realize that you're not actually growing your monies, you're not reaching financial freedom quickly enough. So my suggestion very quickly is, once you have saved up, say, a first $5,000, then do not allocate too much towards a saving account, even if it pays you 2%. So hopefully that helps you understand how you should allocate differently between savings as well as an investment account. Now the second question is, should I be investing more? Now I have a rule of thumb that I've shared before with the community, which is, if you're a new investor, invest 10 times of your income. I repeat that again. If you're a new investor, invest 10 times of your income. If you're earning $3,000, target an investment pot that's $30,000 worth. Once you reach that pot, look for an advisor or stop investing because the amounts can get too big for you. You need time to acclimatize. But if you're a new investor, invest 10 times of your salary. So again, are you investing too much? The answer to it is, how far are you from 10 times of your income? If you are still very far, then certainly squeeze each and every cent to reach that 10 times first. If you're already there, then you should scale back a bit. You should really look for advice. I'll leave links below just in case you're keen to reach me for one-to-one discussion, how to further grow your retirement pot. Now, so this really answers how you should allocate your money between savings as well as investing, as well as, are you really on the path towards financial freedom? Are you on the right track? So hopefully that answers your questions. Let's move on to a third question over here. The third question is, can the saved up money be used for a big purchase in future? Now, if you are going to buy a house, then certainly it's much better to use that savings than go and take on a housing loan or renovation loan for that matter. So if you are using that savings for a big purchase that can help you avoid debt, then certainly it helps. But the main thing is this: when you actually have that savings, it's meant for your financial freedom. You should actually save up a separate pot itself. Don't touch your financial freedom pot. If you're serious about getting to financial freedom in your 30s, 40s, or early 50s, then really this part is for retirement. Really treat it as money you can't use. Squeeze and save every amount out that can help you in your renovation costs and stuff. If you're looking to purchase a car, for example, then really reach the right income level before you actually commit to buying a car. Because if you exhaust, now you've built up, a $10,000, $20,000 pot of savings, and you splurge it on a car, then you've wasted all your journey, because a car is more or less defined as a want. It's not really a need. So again, really, this approach, this thinking really helps you define how you should approach your savings. And also check out this previous reaction video on how someone earning $5,000 is not able to save up sufficiently. In that real life example, I've showed how she actually has certain expenses, and those expenses and liabilities have actually dragged down her ability to save. So it's not only income, it's your ability to save. Saving is a habit. So again, if you're looking for personal advice, look for my links below. I would like to help you on a one-to-one basis, because each and every person's situation is different. It's not easy to generalize everything. But as much as I can, if you have questions, leave them in the comment sections. I'll pick up each and every one of them. With that, I'll sign off. Smash our subscribe button. I'll see you in a future video. Take care and goodbye.